Among humans, cannibalism is not a widespread phenomenon. Even if, fun fact, it is not explicitly illegal in many countries, it is of course forbidden to harm people in any way. This probably also includes the preparation of a human rump steak. Alright, enough of the horror stories and back to the actual topic. Cannibalism is actually not uncommon in the animal kingdom, even within families. Polar bear males eat polar bear cubs. Female spiders eat mating partners. Bird chicks peck their siblings to death. But why do they do this? Let's start with an example. Tadpoles. More precisely, the tadpoles of the American shovel-footed toad. After they hatch, they initially feed on their yolk supply until their mouth parts are formed. Some of the tadpoles become so strong that they begin to eat their own siblings and competitors. This gives them a much better chance of survival in the nutrient-poor rain ponds. A very similar phenomenon can be observed in tiger salamanders, a small percentage of whose aquatic larvae also develop long teeth and thus eat their siblings. This cannibalistic development of the salamander young apparently always develops when the larvae bump into each other too often, like when their habitat is too narrow. In the fish world, cannibalism is so common that it is actually the rule. However, the reason for this is very banal. The animals cannot distinguish their own offspring from their food, which consists of eggs and larvae. The females sometimes produce millions of eggs, which are fertilized by the males through a cloud of sperm in the water. This type of reproduction only works via the masses. Parental care is impossible. A very curious case of fish cannibalism occurs in cichlids. In some species, the females protect their fertilized eggs in their mouths, but they also repeatedly eat a few eggs, or even the entire fry. Well, you can't really blame them. We all know how hard it is to eat a normal meal when you have a mouthful of eggs. But now we come to the most spectacular and inexplicable case, the cannibalism of the praying mantis. During mating, it often happens that usually the male disappears into the stomach of the other. However, this type of eating and being eaten is hardly common in the animal kingdom. It occurs almost exclusively in spiders and insects, such as the praying mantis. The mantis, with its forelegs raised as if in prayer, has been associated with a somewhat chaste behavior since the 19th century. Back then, an insect breeder not only observed that a female had bitten off her partner's head, but also how the decapitated male continued to copulate for hours. In the meantime, scientists have put the male-devouring behavior of the praying mantis into perspective. According to them, it is mainly starving females in captivity that eat their mates. However, even in the wild, males who are willing to mate are not so sure. They only approach a partner with extreme caution so that she does not mistake them for prey. The researchers explain why headless praying mantis males continue to copulate in a similar way to the phenomenon of a headless chicken running around. After all, in the case of the praying mantis, the male can still release its sperm before it dies. Feel free to write more interesting questions in the comments. Thanks for watching and hope to see you around.